What's a terroristic threat in Texas? A terroristic threat is typically a Class B misdemeanor in Texas, but it can be a Class A misdemeanor. It can even be a felony offense depending on how it's charged. The most common version of terroristic threat in Texas is an allegation that someone made a threat to cause imminent serious bodily injury. Imminent meaning they're saying that it's going to happen right now as opposed to they're going to do something sometime in the future. And serious bodily injury meaning some injury that results in the prolonged loss of use of an organ or a limb. A terroristic threat can be filed as a Class A misdemeanor if the threat was made and it resulted in a public place being disrupted. So if the activities at some place the public has access to had to be halted or otherwise disrupted, then that would be a Class A misdemeanor. An example of a Class A misdemeanor terroristic threat might be a student makes a threat against another student. And in doing so, that required the class to be cleared out to make sure that no one was actually in harm's way. That would be disruption of a place that the public has access to, or some portion of the public has access to. A terroristic threat can also become a felony offense if it places a substantial group of the public in danger or fear of serious bodily injury. So here, to expand on our example of a threat made at school, if the threat is there's going to be a shooting or a bombing at a school, now the threat affects a large number of people, not just potentially one student or a small classroom. And under those circumstances, you'll be facing a felony terroristic threat. We are seeing more and more threats being made at school, not by adults necessarily, but by other students. So we see these charges come up against young offenders who are students and even juveniles, individuals who have not yet turned 17 in Texas. Another way for a terroristic threat to become a felony in Texas is for the threat to cause an interruption of some sort of public service. That could be a public utility line, a public water station, or public transportation. So if you make a threat and it disrupts your local bus service, or certainly travel in and out of an airport, that's going to be a felony offense in Texas. The felony version of terroristic threat is a third-degree felony. It's punishable by 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you or your child have been charged with terroristic threat in Texas, give us a call. We have successfully defended these charges a number of times, and we would be happy to help you. We made this video in response to a question we received on this channel. If you have a question about criminal law in Texas or any federal criminal law, drop a comment below and we look forward to answering those questions in a future video.